time for the drivers to pack up and leave Silverstone in England, but this time not travelling too far, just across the continent to Germany for the next round of a GT3 Championship, which will take place at the Nurburgring. But before we go on to the next round, let's have a quick recap of the race at Silverstone. Manuel Duque qualified in pole with Nils Nins in second and Balochan in third, but the most minor of touches between Nins and Balochan at the start of the race spanned Balochan right out when he was collected also by a back marker which left him right at the back of the field. Meanwhile, at the front of the race, on the opening lap, Hugo Rodriguez, who was looking good for a good position in this race, got clipped by Hubert Eigner from behind, span out and ended up rejoining in around 13th place. At around the 30-minute mark, the heavens opened and the rain started to come down, and the drivers encountered many issues with a heavily rubbered-in track with water on top, proving to be very slippy indeed, and lots of mistakes were to follow as the race continued. As the race entered the pit stop phase at around the 45-minute mark, nothing seemed too awry with Hugo Rodriguez's pit stop as he pitted from 4th place, having climbed right back up the field and was behind Manuel Duque, who led the race for quite some time early on. However, things did not go according to plan. Hugo picked up a 30-second stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Coming out from the pits, it wasn't long before Hugo was overtaking Manuel Duque to move up the field. However, he only had 3 laps in which to serve his penalty or he would face disqualification. Hugo had proven that he could be a front runner in this race, but that 30-second stop-go penalty was going to move him right down the field. But Hugo paid the ultimate price for not understanding the rules on serving a penalty. He did not serve the penalty within the mandatory 3 laps and was disqualified immediately. Meanwhile, further down the field, Nils Nins, who had been running in 3rd place for quite some time, really started to struggle after the pit stops in the damp conditions, had several offs and several spins, and eventually there was a huge coming together of several cars in the chase, leaving the leaders to move clear away whilst the rest of the field scrabbled amongst each other to pick up the minor places. Eventually though, it was Hubert Eigner who led the field home for another victory in Season 5 of the GT3 Championship. For Tier 7, it's looking like it's Hugo's championship with just 3 rounds left to go. So moving into the next round, let's have a look at the championship standings following the results from round 6 at Silverstone. In the Drivers' Championship, Hubert Eigner confirmed his lead and now has 462 points over Manuel Duque of 420 Racing, who lies in second with 420 points. Netaria Kutiar moved up into 3rd following the last round. Sindrik Ragnarsson of TWG Motorsports moved up into 4th. Thomas Sajek of SVR Team remained in 5th, while Conal McCarthy, who had a difficult time in the rain in his Lamborghini, slipped down into 6th place. Steph Farrell of Shadow Lotus AMR moved up 3 places into 7th. Urti re-entered the top 10 into 8th. Lev Balochan of 420 Racing fell back 1 place to 9th, and Damiayo made it the 2nd TWG Motorsports Mercedes inside the top 10 with his 10th place on the table. Looking at the Teams Championship, 420 Racing are now firmly in front with 669 points, with TWG Motorsports over 100 points behind on 547. SVR Team moved up 1 place following Silverstone, and they're now in 3rd, while Shadow Lotus AMR fell back 1 place to 4th. Breakdancers remained in 5th, Beeswax Racing in 6th, and rounding out the 7th team in the championship, Lussus are in 7th place. Next up will be qualifying, followed by the race. This round will be a night race, and the weather report is unpredictable, with the possibility of rain making it twice as difficult for the drivers in this week's round. Let's see how qualifying goes before we move on to the race. Hello there, and you join us this week in the dark. I've found that I have all the lights on and it's a night race. I can barely see anything, so it's lights off this week, and we're midway through qualifying. The rain that was a potential has not appeared, but during the week Kunos updated the game and updated the weather system on the servers, and as a result the chances of rain have substantially reduced. So fingers crossed we're in for a dry one. I'm just currently struggling in qualifying. I'm inconsistent on this track, which is unusual for me. Normally I'm fairly consistent with my lap times, but they're up and down all the time on this track. I mean, that was a terrible start to the lap. I was about 5 miles away from the apex then. And I've not had a great deal of time to practice for this one. I've had to do real world work this weekend, and I got seduced by old Assetto Corsa. Ended up driving around the Nurburgring, the big one, quite a bit. I think I might have bought this lap. We're a second down, we're never going to make it up.
Yellow flag, watch out. I've been validated.
Let's jump back to the pits, try again. He's going to get nowhere on that lap. Wait till everybody's through. So we've got bits and bobs working again this week. We've got a leaderboard on the right that's working. We have a ticker tape at the bottom that's working again. So I'll keep this up, and soon you won't actually be able to see anything on the screen, which is excellent. Let's go. It's all the way down in 24 for the moment, which is no great surprise. I think I'm last. Excellent, last. That's a strategic position there to avoid the crashes at the start, honest. I should be able to get a 58, at least. 57 I've done a few times. Pole will be a 55. And most of the field will be between 55 and mid 57s, I would have thought.
There's a slow car up ahead.
This is only the out lap, but I want to try and push to see how far I can push. And keep a gap in front and behind me as well. So this track is used by Apex Online Racing as the pre-season time trial track. So everybody who applies to be in the ACC leagues is required to come and do a hot stint here, at least 5 consecutive quick laps, and you take your times from that to figure out as a main driver as to which tier you'll be in. They take other factors as well, as such as how you performed in previous seasons. Or if you're a brand new driver, you can expect to see the Nurburgring and do a few laps. So everybody's got some familiarity with this track. But what happens is most people do a lot of practice before the race, and I've done hardly any.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
Already 0.3 down on my previous best, and my previous best was very slow. Optimum track as well. We're smidging up then for a millisecond. No, I tried second round there. I don't think it really worked. Changing down a gear there is definitely not required. Should remain in fourth, flat out. That's a bad sign if I'm experimenting during quali. Trying to find quicker ways around the track. Only an hour long race tonight. Unlike last week, which was a bit of an epic. Oh, we're quicker. Thank you. Not by much. Not going to help me any.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
We need to be a lot quicker. I was going to say quick like that and then they lost the rear end. Still only 0.3 up. Still pretty pathetic.
There's a slow car up ahead.
Somebody's had a reel off. Oh, that was terrible. I think I'm off track. Jesus. I might get one last bash, but this is really bad qualifying. It's funny that, isn't it? It's a repeating pattern. 59 seconds to get back round.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
A lot of rumble from the butt kickers. Feels like I've got a puncture. Pressures are good. 20 seconds. I think I will get another lap in. Twelve seconds.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out in front.
8.
Losing time in sector 1.
Okay, we did it.
Yellow flag, be careful.
I think whoever it was did what I did. This is not looking good. 0.3 down. Oh, we're smidging up, but that's nothing. Needed to be half a second up by now. Not 4/100ths.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
And in the end it's slower. Dismal effort for quali. I'm I'm so far out the back on pace, it's unbelievable. Well over a second. Quite depressing. So Agner did a 54, which is incredibly fast. Look at Nins. I don't know where I'm doing Nins. Oh, times have been removed. That's helpful. Thank you. Right, better put a race setup on for what it's worth. It's going to be another long evening, folks. Now, Lord Nem, who's 19th, tells me he's sending all his friends to watch him through my stream. So I told him to go very slowly tonight. But I'll check again later in the race. If he does have his friends watching, can anybody please confirm if he really is a Lord? Because we're still awaiting evidence on that one. I remain unconvinced. Oh, Ivanov's in the Lexus has got a drive through. That's likely to be a... Nope. Number 17, Trappiano's got a drive through. I know the stewards found against him after he killed Lord Nem at Silverstone. Because I saw it coming, and I pulled over to the right, and Lord Nem... Trappiano went sailing through and killed Lord Nem. It was very sad. We had a funeral and everything. Sajak's asking in the chat if there's no rain, and thankfully there is not any rain, at least not for the 30 minutes. Track's at optimum. Track temperature's 15 degrees, so it's all looking pretty good actually for the start of the race. Got my setup set. Our coordinator cheering us up by saying, if we crash our car to smithereens, we'll have to pit to fix our headlights. Thanks for that. Thanks for that confidence. It's a real boost. So we'll... Oh, Kutiar's just in front of us. Kutiar was struggling. I don't know what happened in quali. During testing, I've gotten... a 57. In free practice just before this, I got 58. And then just now in quali, I couldn't get below a 59. Real mystery. Don't know what goes on. 1 more minute to go. Voodoo's up in 14th. He changed to a Bentley this week. I don't know why. I've not heard from him why he changed off his beloved Lamborghini. So it was really strange last week when he was struggling quite badly. I think this might be the only night race this season. And the problem with night races is it's pitch black and you can't see me. Which I'm sure is a blessing. But also I think it makes it more difficult to actually watch on screen. 20 seconds. Better not forget to press drive or I'll start from the pits and I'll have even more difficult time. I forgot to adjust that thing on the left as well. Never mind.
Stay single file.
So I'll have to watch the stream back afterwards and see if the new leaderboard features are working correctly. I think they are. Quite smart, but they stopped working for a long time, then I found out why. Okay then, folks.
Low tire pressure. Stay clear of the curbs.
What we've got here is a carefully laid strategic plan. Where I come back from the back of the field and they all kill themselves on T1. I come sidling on through, take the lead. And then they all forget that they've got any gear above third. Easy win. I'm going to pay the price now of having enjoyed touring around a proper Nurburgring in Assetto Corsa in a variety of different cars. I'm never once coming on this track and having to work this weekend as well. Turn my lights on. Wondering why we're dark then. I don't know what's going on with Priest either. He's dropped right behind me. So it's time to form up two abreast. It's quite funny last night we did this. Murphy completely overshot by miles. I think he went about 15 cars ahead of his spot. So I've got lukewarm tyres. Priest has really messed things up. He's miles behind. Not sure if he's caught up now. Yes, he has.
Green line. Give it all you got.
Last night this wasn't pretty. I got completely rammed from behind, got my diffuser completely smashed to bits. Spun out about 5 times on the first lap. That's one of the marker boards gone.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Bit rude that, Kutia.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
QTR came out worst in the end. Well, first, past the first couple of corners. Looking like it might be about 19th now.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Yellow then came hurtling up from behind us. Caught him just at the last second in my mirrors.
Slow car ahead.
Magnussen off to the right. Trippiana is ahead of us, but he does have a drive through to serve, so that'll take him out of the picture. Going for it straight away. Get it out of the way. Get out of the traffic as well, I guess. Such trouble in this corner in the McLaren. Lost so much time, man. In fact, I'm going to be swamped by them behind me. I've got no speed at all on the straight.
Car on the right.
Yep, 100 meter marker's gone,
Clear
so we
on
have
the
to
right.
use the
Yellow flag, yellow flag. Be
little
careful
slip
there.
road. It's very dangerous, this corner, even when you're in the race, because if somebody gets their braking wrong, they'll kill you. Not too sure who that was stranded in the middle of the track there.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on
We're
the right.
living life dangerously then, Vieira.
Car on the right.
Nearly turned into
Clear
me
on
and
the
spat
right.
himself out. To 16th at the moment. Just worried I'm going to get killed on one of these corners by somebody killing me from behind. That wasn't a very good idea. That was a very bad idea. No, that's me at the back. Too much curb. It's all going so well.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Oh man, it's a bit too late. Ugh. Let's try and brake at the start of the slip road to the left.
Warning for exceeding check
Oh great, we've had a track warning within 5 minutes. Okay, it's 3 seconds up the road to Wilson. There's a bit of a gaggle of cars there. That's going to be try and be the target. Yellon close behind too. Lord Nems, two behind us, folks. I told him to be at the back with me. Oh, it's gone again. Oh, this bloody car. Yellon's going to get us now. He's on the wrong side. So Yellon had massive overspeed then, but was on the wrong side of me. It's on the outside of the curve. He's going to try for the
slow car behind.
chicane. Just stick it in the middle of the road. But I think I'm a sitting duck on this start-finish straight.
Well done, mate. The fastest step so far. Slow car ahead. Yellow flag, be careful. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
It's pretty brave by Yell on that. I didn't think he was going to make it. That's a fucking car! Oh, Lord, no. Let's hope the handling gets better when the fuel load goes down. Oh, it should make my next task to try and hang on to back of these two. See if we can't catch up with everybody else, but it's not much fun when you're not had enough practice. Duquet's pitting early. That's unusual. That implies he's got damage. Now, bizarrely, last night in the practice race, I got murdered on T1. Ran from behind and lost all my diffuser. Made the car quite undrivable. So I had to pit on the end of lap 2 and then do the rest of the race on that set of tyres. When I finished, they only had light wear on them. Don't think there's much tread depth left though, because it was getting difficult to handle towards the end. See how much time I'm losing to Lord Nem and Yellon in front of me. Lost acres of time then.
There's a slow car up ahead.
And the slow car is me. Look at the gap. 2 seconds already. And I was right behind her before we started this lap. Now I've overshot the hairpin. Just cannot get any speed out of this car this season. I think Ivanovs is closing in on me. Let's hope he doesn't find my diffuser as attractive as he did last night.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
He's having a bit of a wild stab up the inside though. Fucking hell!
Well done, mate. Personal best.
I'm doing well to be able to finish this season at this rate, because I'm not enjoying many of the races. Somebody's off. It was Lord Nem. It's showing behind me. Let's try engine map 2. See if engine map 2 helps. It's a little bit more gentle on the throttle, and I thought it made the car a little bit more controllable to me. Still got 3 cars right in front of us, so we've still got something to fight for. Nem's dropped nearly 5 seconds behind. Ivanovs is off. I just wish I could get around this corner. I lose so much time on that one corner.
Losing to the car ahead, he's up to 1.
We're at 84 litres of fuel. This car usually gets a lot better when it's about 60 litres and less.
Yellow flag ahead, watch out.
That wasn't good.
Slow car ahead.
Those are terrible laps. He's having a really bad time. It's QTR. QTR appeared to be struggling in qualifying, so maybe he doesn't like this track. Lord Nem's closing in, he's 0.8 behind me. He's finished his cucumber sandwiches and his tea and he's ready to get back on with racing now. Ivanov's pulling away from me.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest.
He did a 58, I did 2. I'm just so slow in this car. And this lap isn't looking any better than the 2 minutes. A little bit better through there to not take any curb. You do generally seem to get a better lap time if you don't touch the curbs. Not something I'm really good at sticking at. Lord Nem's had a disaster. He's now 15 seconds behind us.
Fastest lap so far.
He decided 1 cucumber sandwich wasn't enough this week. He wanted 2.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I feared a Tripiana missile was on its way there. He does try some unusual lines.
Car on the right.
And he nearly hit me again. That's me overshooting that corner. Easy for Trippiani in the end. I think Lord Name's left us. You won't get a fan club on here tonight now. Where's my extra views going to come from? Tell you what, I'll go and visit the gravel trap as well because it's more fun out there. Can't see Nins in the top 4 at the moment. Trippiani's pulling away from me. Andrew, I did go through the gravel trap, didn't I? It said Trippiani served a drive-through as well, and he's still in front of me. Excellent. "40 minutes to go, 73 litres in the tank. So car's getting a little bit better to handle now. McCarthy in the pits.
Gaining on the car ahead is
Some drivers having some real problems this week.
yellow flag ahead. Be careful.
Somebody off to the side there. Picking out in QTR again. It was.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Not a great sector 1, that. Let's go back to the more aggressive map 1. See if we can keep it together. Still a quarter of a second down. Nine seconds now to Ivanovs. Yelon's 10 seconds away.
There's a slow
Or
car
is it?
ahead.
Seems to be a change of position there. Somebody's had trouble. It's Priest. I did a 59.8. It's not good enough though. Tripiano did a 58. The only time I've done well in this league is when I've done lots and lots and lots of practice, and that takes time. Time's something I sometimes struggle to get. Good jazz in the pits, could be terminal. I have got places to make up though. My traditional finishing place is in 15th. Priest right off the track there. You know why Priest is struggling, don't we? It's not raining. What the hell was that? Priest may not be struggling because it's not raining in his Lexus, but at least he's not driving a McLaren, which has just turned into a complete donkey this season. McCarthy's back on track. McCarthy's a quick driver, so despite the fact he's 40 seconds behind with 35 minutes of his race to go, there's every possibility he'll catch me. Put me out the back. Looks like Cotillard has called it a night. Kind of half wonder why I'm circulating around. Several seconds off the pace of the rest of the pack. Ninza's dropped to 4th according to the computer. It's doing 56s. So the car can do 56s. It's me that's incapable. It's just frustrating when you can't do what you want to do. Last one was a 58.5 then. I was having to crew chief, by the way. It's gone completely silent. Jesus Christ. Caught the smooth curb on the right then. Lost all grip. That's what happened. Somehow I improved my time doing it. Approaching the pit stop phase. Unsure what to do for the best, really. See Balocon behind us. He's done his pit stop, so does imply Balocon's quite a way down the field, though. Let's check for damage, actually, before we pit. No damage. I'm just slow. Tire pressures are okay. Can't imagine I can do an overcut here on Priest, but we'll try. Agner's winning. That's a surprise. He's in second place. I think that means one of the front runners has pitted. That's the Soren Lindsay was in fourth, but I think he'll be showing third now. Yes, he is. Hugo Rodriguez is up there again. If he'd done a full season, I think he might have been giving Agner a bit of a run for his money. 1.2 seconds down. That's no overcut, is it? Halfway through the pain. We'll have a slight moment on one of the curbs just to drive that point home. No disrespect to Trippiana, but I'm falling behind from him. And I believe I should be able to be keeping in front of Trippiana. Did another lap just for fun. It's 2:01. And most of my laps are just crap. Well, that was a bit of an overshoot, Jesus Christ. So Rodriguez is down to 16 from his pit stop and he was in fourth, so pack's quite close together. A bit of blue starting to show on my tyres, which fits with what Aris was saying on the other night on one of his broadcasts. We said your tyres start to wear down because the tread can't move as much, they start to go cold, and you get this sort of accelerating effect that the tyres get cold, start to slide more, they don't produce as much grip, and it just gets worse and worse because the rubber starts to harden up because it's not warm enough. Oh fuck, overshot massively then. Doesn't help when you make basic cock-ups. Let's get these bloody tyres sorted out. Braking point for the pits here is where this wall ends here. Easy down to 50 before you hit the line. Right, where are we this week? Set off from box 1 at the top of the pits, but I don't know where we actually will be now. It's looking like that's where we are right at the end. I don't know what's happened to bloody crew chief either. There we go. I have to trust that my microphone is working. I can't see it on display, I just realised. The volume meter. It's too late now. Sometimes I detest OBS.
Mandatory stop is now clear.
Away we go.
Go.
Oh, it's showing Lord Nem still going. Duque's had a shocker this week. He's down in 21st. So, second place in the championship is not going to be threatening Aigner. There's only 2 more rounds for me of misery to go after this. So, if Duque is well out of the points, it'll be a very big ask to beat Aigner this season. Lord Nem is still going. He must have pitted after whatever happened to him, and so's Coutillard as well, so good on him, keeping going. Lord Nem is now just 2 seconds behind me. I'll have to tell him I was joking when I said you'll have to be right out of the back if you want to feature in my show. But there he is. So there is actually somebody who's had a worse time than me this week, and they're both behind me. I think it's Nem, Coutillard. Duque might be up there as well, seeing as he was in second place I think at one point. But I barely seem able to get around any corner on this course, so I don't think Lord Nem's going to be behind me for long. Pace I'm not showing. Nins is currently in the pits from 4th. So we'll see how it all pans out, I guess, in the next 5 minutes. Gone too far out. I think that's the trouble I'm facing on this track. I don't trust the car on any of the corners, so I'm very hesitant on every corner, so I'm very slow. And next thing you know, you've lost 2 or 3 seconds and Lord Nem's coming up the inside of you on the hairpin. And being a bit wide, a bit naughty, Mr. Lord Nem there.
Clear on the right.
Dropped behind to the top the inside line, but couldn't hold it. Started to drift wide, give me a little tap. And chickened out, and he thought, I'm going to be all over the highlights show if I keep this up. I'll be portrayed as Dangerous Dan from Wales or something. Look at the gap though to Duque already, 7 seconds.
the left. Clear on the left.
Can't be bothered fighting anymore. Off to the gravel trap again. Still early in the pits, so the pit stops still not settled themselves out. Agnes in front, nothing unusual there. Rodriguez is second. But Lockon's ended up in fourth somehow. Min's down at fifth at the moment. Oh, Ninza's told me I'm quite good at catching a car that slides, but I'm having to do it on virtually every single corner at the moment. Somebody decided that the missing 100-metre board must be lonely. They've added the 50-metre board to the kill list. I did tell Lord Nem I predicted my race lap time. Am I going to get cut to? No. Too slow to get cut to. Computers decided I'm too slow to get any more warnings for drive-throughs. But I did tell Lord Nem I predicted my race pace would be about a 1:58. I was wrong. My race pace is a long 1:59. It's 2 minutes nearly. I'm struggling to get below 2 minutes most laps. Not fast enough for this tier. Not by a long shot. QTR is now just 12 seconds away. So Natalia is actually, was it third in the Drivers' Championship? I think he was. He's a long way up there, so a bit of a disaster for him this week. But we saw McCarthy struggling. Duque's all the way down the field. So with the exception of Eigner, it's really topsy-turvy nearly every week. Oh, we need some sort of miracle here. We've only got 16 minutes to go, and I'm well outside my normal position of 15th. So we need to sort things out. Some cars down there, but I don't know who they are. It's possible it's Priest and Duque. In fact, it must be. It's the display I've got up is showing me relatives. Again, no grip on that corner at all. Em's doing 57s, I'm doing 59s, dropping 2 seconds a lap. Guidance here, Lord Nem now. It's Duque and Priest I can see down there at the hairpin. Want to be battling each other. Too far away, I think, to catch, with just 13 minutes to go. I'm going to hang on for 11 more minutes and maybe not get lapped. Just an indication perhaps of how close the pace is across the whole field. I've only lost just under 2 minutes in an hour. So it is, I mean, it's only a few seconds per lap. Still depressing though when you're near the back. You can't seemingly able to keep up with anybody. I'm pretty sure I've not been lapped. Agner's still 6 seconds behind. But he might well catch me. Difference will be 7 seconds a lap or so, so you'd expect him to catch me. It's a particularly poor lap as well. Yeah, there's only 5 seconds and 10 minutes to go. I can't. Won't be able to hold off a race leader for that much. There are some suspicions growing about Aigner. He's winning every race now by about, well, usually by 30 seconds. This race is only 5 seconds at the moment, but he's winning every race comfortably. Maybe my smoothest sector one yet. It still only gets me a 58.7 according to the computer, if I make the rest of a lap in one piece. Now we've got almost no fuel in the car. This is definitely where you start to miss crew chief, because crew chief will be giving you a lowdown on your fuel status. No, Nem's got past Priest. Tall order for me to catch Priest though, 10 seconds. I was near him at one point. But then my lack of skill came to the fore. Priest moved away. I think I went on for a few trips in the gravel. It's 8 minutes to go and Aigner's coming into sight now. Doing 56, I'm doing 58. Got blue flags on my wheel. For some reason I'm getting total silence from the computer. Not even the in-game crew chief seems to be speaking up. Come on, I'm gonna get on with it.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Oh, I did get a lap then. 6 minutes to go. 3 or 4 laps. Might save me really. I've got 4 laps of fuel left.
Losing time to the car in front in sector 2.
Well, unbelievably, with 5 minutes to go, Nectaria is still 7.5 seconds behind us. And that gap's really not changed much for quite some time in this race. So I can't believe anybody's having a harder time than me on this track, but Nectaria appears to be the one. That's a bad idea. I try and catch a curb like the Aston Martin did in front of me. I usually spin out. Losing a second this lap. Bad lap for me. Next set of headlights to come up will be Hugo Rodriguez. Luckily no drive-through to serve this week. I know I spoke to him, or we exchanged messages on Discord afterwards about how he couldn't understand how it happened. And when we explained to him the 3-lap rule, I think his computer was as silent as mine's been in this race. Never said a word to him, but I'm pretty sure it's on your display somewhere. I did say to him, "You'll never forget it again, will you?" And he agreed. Next time he gets a drive-through, he'll definitely know he's got 3 laps to serve it in. Fortunately, he's too far behind at the moment to pass me on the main straight. I do have to be mindful of QTR closing in with 5.7 seconds now. Go on. Only 4 seconds now. It's pretty tight between me and QTR at the end. Feels like an American sport. Nothing happens to the last 1 minute. Two seconds down on this lap, so I need to get a hustle on. And I'm showing Balok on behind me, so I think Gutierrez had his flow disrupted by traffic coming through on him, and he's had to give way. So the only interesting thing all race really for me is to not make any mistakes in these last couple of laps, because QTR will be straight past me. It's usually when I say that I spin out of the next corner, so let's see what happens at the end of the straight. QTR's dropped a long way behind. 10 seconds, it looks like he's stopped or something, he's had a problem. So a brief 60 seconds of tension there, and then QTR's had a big issue. He's had an off, or he's picked, I think he's moving again. Now he's done 2:13 that lap. So 10 seconds off, well 12 seconds off a normal lap at least. Mins is in 4th.
down. Give it all you can.
I never thought I'd go around that corner faster than somebody else, but I was all over the lock on then. Alright, this is the last lap. QTR's 18 seconds off behind us. So I'd have to, well, my wheels would have to drop off, I think. Oh, that's bear in mind. I think the lock-on pitted quite early. His tyres will be completely shot now. So Nins is just coming up behind us. That's the last lap, so assuming I don't cock up one of his last few corners, should keep him behind us. Priest is 6 seconds away. There wasn't enough time to come to catch him, even if I could. To understand why I was so slow at this track in this car.
Neither has finished the race.
21st, which is a dismal position to finish in.
Second flag. Good job. You did the best you could. Now bring the car back.
Don't think I ever got a lap below 58, so really bad. But no practice. So another unhappy race, another grumpy Steve. I don't know. I don't know. Nin's trying to tell Duce just before the race that he did need 30 litres, which is accurate, Duque. I don't know why he didn't listen to Nin's advice, because that is the facts. The Bentley only needs 30 litres and you'll be sorted. All right then. So that was fun, wasn't it? Agner won, Rodriguez second, Malochan in third. So Rodriguez only joined the league halfway through the season, so he's pretty much not really featuring, I think, in the top 10. If he has, it shows you how good he is. Agner takes maximum points. Duque was down, well, at least 18th, if not further behind, because some people may have left the server already. So that really gives Agner a really strong lead now. I'll give him a good, another 50, 60 point lead out. So he's going to have to not finish, I think, and Duque win each race now to get in there. Yeah. Vieira's showing behind me. Coutier, I don't know where he's gone. Probably left the server in disgust. There you are. Dismal race. What not fun that wasn't for me. Right. What's next in the pain train? Next round is Paul Ricard. Well, there's a slight, there may be the tiniest of advantages for Paul Ricard in that we just did the 9 hours of Paul Ricard. Well, we did okay, but we were driving an Aston Martin, and I really enjoyed driving the Aston Martin. The second car we entered into the 9 hours of Paul Ricard, they decided to drive the McLaren 720S, and I do recall in their final stint, the poor guy was just spinning on every single corner, so it does not bode well, to be honest, for Paul Ricard. I'll be very familiar with the track. I will not be so comfortable driving the McLaren yet again. So I've only got 2 more races of pain, and I'm done with the McLaren. I'll be moving on, and I've learnt a valuable lesson this season about race what you want to race, and if your teammate at the time wants to drive something else, then just say best of luck for this season and find yourself a new teammate. Because you're not married to each other, you don't have to race with each other. You need to drive what you're going to enjoy rather than be forced into a car that in the end you're sort of not enjoying every single race. So thanks for watching, leave a like for enjoying the pain, and don't forget, if you're one of Lord Nem's friends, please put into the comments for this stream about whether or not you believe he really is a Lord, because I really do have my doubts and we need to know. We've only 2 races left this season. I think before this season's over we need to know for certain whether Lord Nem is actually a Nem, a Lord. He's definitely a Nem, or is he a Lord? Thanks very much, see you soon, cheerio.